Good morning, everybody. Wonderful morning. It's hump day. Happy Wednesday morning. Happy Wednesday morning. It's time for Morning Manna. Going to give Facebook Live a few seconds to get our audience together, and then we're going to jump right into the word. This week, I'm dealing with this whole thing about when it's broke and you can't fix it. When it's broke and you cannot fix it. You know, they often say if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. Well, what happens when it's broke and you can't fix it? That's what I'm dealing with this week. All week I've been dealing with it, and today is part 3. It's the text, the talk, and the takeaway. Morning fam and Manna family, you know what the deal is. I'm going to give you the text, I'm going to give you the talk, and I'm going to give you the takeaway. What you have to do, you already know, hearts and likes, you got to share. Hey, let's get right into the word this morning. I want you to look at Luke 22:32. Luke 22:32. Now, it's a familiar conversation going on, but I want you to see it connected to the previous verses as it should be. Here is Jesus talking, and he says to Peter, Peter, Satan wants you, but I have prayed that your faith fail not. Prior verse, he says, look, Peter, Satan wants you. He wants to sift you like wheat. He wants to take you to task. He wants to tear you apart. He wants to do a job on you, Peter. But guess what, Peter? Peter, I have prayed that your faith fail not. And after you get through this, and you're going to get through it, then turn back and strengthen your brother. Now, I want you to see something here. I want you to see that oftentimes when we read this particular verse, we focus in on the faith, as I will. But what is happening is a conversation about relationships and who is the greatest. And out of this conversation about who is the greatest, Jesus points to Peter and says, Peter, of the 12 here, Satan wants you the most. And this is what the deal is, Peter. The deal is this. I'm going to pray for your faith. Here's the talk. 3 things I want to share with you. First thing is, Satan is after your faith, not your feelings, not your family, not you physically, and not you financially. He uses those things, but what he is after is to get at your faith. If he can use those things to get to your faith, then your faith will fail you. Because it's when he attacks your body. Do you have enough faith to believe for the healing? When he attacks your finances, do you have enough faith to believe that he's going to be Jireh in your life? When he attacks your family, do you have enough faith to believe that God is going to keep your family together, keep your son, your daughter safe? Do you have the faith to make it through the attack? But he's not after that. That is the filter by which he's trying to get to your faith. So I know you want to focus in on those things that are happening in your life, but I need you to know that what Satan is after is your faith. Here's the second thing. Faith is what separates you from others. Remember what I said, the whole conversation in the text is that the discussion is who's the greatest? Who really has it going on, Jesus? I mean, of the 12 of us, who is the best of all of us? And Jesus makes this startling announcement by saying, look, Satan is after to sift you, Peter. Now, he distinguishes Peter. I'll give you that at the end. He distinguishes, he points out, he pulls Peter from the pack and says, this is what the deal is. But I'm going to pray for your faith. So the faith that Peter had clearly had separated him from everybody else. How do we know that? Peter's always speaking up. Peter's the one that got out of the boat. Peter's the one that walked on the water. Peter's the one that says, you know what? Jesus, you are the Son of the living God. Peter is the one that's speaking up. So his faith has distinguished him. And as a result, then Satan is coming after him. Trust me, when you are going through, it's because your faith has distinguished you from others. You're wondering, God, why am I under this attack? Everybody else is not dealing with this, because your faith has caused you to be distinguished from the others. Your belief, your desire to do the things of God has caused you to have the biggest target on your back. So don't look at it as if you're being a pity party or being beat up on. Look at it as you have been distinguished, and because of the faith that you're trying to live. Here's the third thing. Faith is what will fix what is broken. Your hands can't fix it. Your words alone cannot fix it. No man and man's wisdom can fix it. Faith. It is impossible to please God without faith. Here's your takeaway this morning. Your takeaway is this. I want you to notice, let's go back to the story. Notice what Jesus says. Simon, Simon. Wow. He has already called him Peter long before this. You're the rock, Peter. But why does he now come back and call him Simon? Simon, the Greek word for Simon, means sand that is shifting. Peter is the rock that is stable. He calls Peter Simon in this text because remember what I said earlier. They have had a conversation about who's the greatest. And he is saying to Peter, Peter, you're just like everybody else. But because of your actions, you have been distinguished for this moment. And I'm going to pray, Simon, Simon, shifty sand, unstable situation. That's who you are. But I'm going to pray that you're no longer sifted like wheat, like sand, so that you can strengthen your brother when you get through this. Because here it is, I've given everybody a measure of faith. You're just like everybody else, but you're using your measure to measure up. That's what God is doing right now in your situation. You're wondering, my God, why am I dealing with this? Well, he first wants to make you an egalitarian, equal to others. You're no better than anybody else, Simon, Simon. But the fact is that I need you to use your faith, and I'm going to pray for it, so that the measure that I have given you is going to measure up. And after it measures up, and after you get through what you're going through right now, go back and strengthen your brother so that they, faith, can be grown as well. Hey, the Lord be with you today. May His face shine upon you and give you peace. Share the manna. I will give you more manna tomorrow. God bless you. Bye now.